Yeah, hey, drop.
Prime Coverage Sports Network. Real coverage, real conversation.
All right. Welcome to the Renegade podcast with your host Shay and my fellow co-host Mr. Kenny. Kenny, how you doing on today?
I am excited about today's show, man. We got a lot of great and fresh topics to get to, and happy to be here with my co-host, man, because we're gonna break it down. And hey, let's get to it, man. I'm just ready to go.
Yeah, I am too because there's a lot that's been happening in free agency from the trade moves last week to the signees this week.
Hmm.
Um Acquiring Michael Pittman last week, signing James Deal last week, and then now we're here where we signed the hometown boy in the lights of Jaquan Brisker, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing what else is next in the Steel City, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, it looks like we're concentrating on defense, trying to get somewhat younger in a
Yeah,
way, which is a good thing because to me, we got vets on the team. You're gonna have vets. Even the guys we brought in, they're vets, but like they're not like older vets,
they're
So
young vets.
they're young vets. Yeah. So I like the Darnell Savage pickup, like you said, the Jaquan Brisker, hometown kid, and everything like that. And then we also signed Sebastian Joseph Day. Um, he's going to be playing DN for us. So
Yeah,
that'll give Cam a rotational piece so that Cam doesn't have to play as much. So I was excited about those moves, and I'm watching Omar Khan, and he's making sneaky good moves. Like
right,
there hasn't been one player where I've been like, that's a bad player. Why is he on our team? Yeah, and
right.
I'm
And
happy
that's the
about
good
that.
thing.
Yeah, that's the great thing, man, because a lot of players are just signing, like a lot of teams, are just signing players. You're just like, they weren't good in their last stop. What makes you think? But all the players that we're signing, man, they've been pretty good, solid pros, man. And I think
Right.
that's the good part. So I'm getting a little excited about this Stiller team, man. How it's rounding up and shaping up to be a great year. I think we're gonna have a great year this year. Um, I got a lot of haters telling me, "Hey, y'all gonna be 10-7 again. Y'all gonna do this and do that again." I
I
said, "Y'all
mean,
just
but
wait."
if you think about it, 10-7 is not really a bad record. And with our roster, along with new coaches, practically new everything, it's really not bad. Like, people don't understand when it comes to the coaching system, the Steelers just hit like a whole reset button. Not
Yes.
with the younger hire like I wanted them to, and I
Mm-hmm.
recommended them to, but here's the deal. Yes, Mike McCarthy is similar to Mike Tomlin. It's no
Mm-hmm.
secret. We
No.
understand that. I expressed that. Like a wise person once said, Mike McCarthy is the offensive version of Mike Tomlin. But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to take your apples with your oranges and go from there. With that being said, you cannot help but be excited if you're a Steelers fan, because at this point it's not only up to the coaching staff, but it's up to the players in that locker room. Because just like last year, once again, here we are. This
Yeah.
team is more than good enough to win at least two playoff games, let alone just one. Now, I understand we've been saying the same thing for the past 3 to 4 years, but this year just has to be the year. Time is ticking on the players that we know is going to show up in the lights of TJ Watt. In the lights of Cameron Hayward. You can add Jalen Ramsey in that mix. People forget Deshaun Elliott, who's a key piece, is coming back. And then acquiring Jamil, I think his name is James Deal from the Buccaneers, along with Jaquan Brisker, who has great chemistry with Joey Porter Jr. from their days at Penn State. And then not to forget, you still got Joey Porter Jr., who is not giving up a touchdown. See, here's the deal. With this new cornerback acquisition from Tampa Bay, I believe his name is James Deal. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Um,
Jamel Dean.
Correct me.
I'm sorry, Jamel Dean.
Yep, Jamel Dean. There you go.
Yes.
I
Uh-huh.
couldn't get the J part of his name right.
Right.
But with his acquisition, with the acquisition of him, who only given up one touchdown last year, And then you add on Joey Porter Jr., who didn't give up a touchdown last year. That is an upgrade from what we had in the cornerback room last year. Now,
Yeah.
I understand James Pierre is a dog. I get that. I wish we
Yes.
could bring him back. Hopefully, we do if he hasn't signed anywhere yet. Then you got Asante Samuel coming back, who a lot of people wanted back. So did I.
Yes.
So you got them with Deshaun Elliott, Jalen Ramsey, and now Jaquan Brisker. You add him to that secondary, who was
Hmm.
very well for the Bears last year.
Hmm.
You have a real dangerous defense. A
Yes.
defense that we know when healthy is one of the best in football, especially when they're well coached. Now, this is why a lot of people wanted Terrell Austin gone because he coached, apparently, he coached below the defensive standards and below the player's skills. You
Yeah.
have a defensive coordinator now who had the Las Vegas Raiders with only one good defensive player as the 14th ranked defense in the league. That
Yes.
means you were better than more than half of the league's defenses.
Yes.
That speaks volumes. And now you add that guy to the likes of TJ Watt, to the likes of Cameron Hayward, Jalen Ramsey, Deshaun Elliott, who, once again, many people are not highlighting enough for me, who
Yeah.
is returning. Then you got Jaquan Brisker, you just acquired this week. Then you got James Deal. Then you got Joey Porter Jr., who, if to me, without question, the best cornerback in the league. Then you got
Hmm.
Asante Samuel, to me, who can be a great nickel. You got all these pieces now in that secondary. Then let's not forget Alex Highsmith. Let's not forget Derek Hartman. Let's not forget Nick Herbig and Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson. You got all these guys, and then they just signed Cole Holocone back, who's pretty
Hmm.
solid and a great rotational guy. So you
Hmm.
got all these things. Put that guy who had the Las Vegas Raiders out of all teams as the 14th best defense in the league. And I understand what people be like, well, he was the 14th best defense, not the fourth best defense. The Las Vegas Raiders had no business being that high or being
No,
anywhere near that high in
not
defense
at all.
because they only had one defensive player. When we think of the Las Vegas Raiders, we don't even think of other players. We think of one. That's the
Yeah.
player that luckily, because of a failed physical, they just got back. Max Crosby. That's about it. That
Hmm.
speaks volumes. Because now just imagine what a guy like that can do with much more elite talent around him in every position. There is not one position right now that the Steelers can name, of one defensive position that the Steelers can name, where not one box is not checked off. Give it to me. There ain't none. And these guys are young. These
Hmm.
guys are young. Yes, I know what they're going to say. Well, Jalen Ramsey's entering his 10th, 11th season. Cool, that's one player. Deshaun Elliott's entering his 8th year, 7th or 9th year, one of those two. Okay, look what they got behind him. And then you still got the draft. You still got free agency. You don't know what they can do because the trade deadline ain't until September, October,
Hmm.
maybe a little after that. So you gotta be cautious when you criticize the Steelers team. Then flip the script here. Look at the offense. They just acquired Michael Pittman for an exchange of a sixth-round draft pick,
Yep. Sixth
and you
round.
pair that with
Hmm.
DK Metcalf, Darnell Washington, most likely coming back next year. The Steelers already them and the Steel him and the Steelers are already in talks. Then you got Pat Fryermuth. Then you got Rico Dottle and Jalen Warren
Hmm.
with DK Metcalf. And let me speak on that. It's no question there's no more excuses for DK Metcalf this year.
Hmm.
Because this is the best talent you've had around you in God's know how long.
Yeah.
So it's either you going to be the diversion for them or they're going to be the diversion of you. But either way, DK Metcalf, we need at least 5 games this year where you feast. We
Yeah.
understand if you can't feast in them all because you ain't the only beast on paper on that field this year.
Hmm.
When healthy, we get that. We understand that. Especially me. Especially me. But it definitely puts a lot of players in position where it's like, there's no excuses for you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
time
I
to
agree.
ball. Listen, it's either go hard or go home for the
Yeah.
players on this roster.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yep.
And Omar Khan, to me, did nothing but an incredible job since he got here. Since he got here. Because every single move Omar has made, we have got something back. If listen, when it comes to trades, if having your cake and being able to eat it too was a thing, it will be darn near every single move the Pittsburgh Steelers have made ever since Omar Khan has took over as general manager. This
Mhm.
is everything that we were begging Kevin Colbert in his late days to do. Is
Yeah,
what we're seeing with Omar Khan right now. We're
yeah,
not sitting back. We're not waiting to the draft. We're acquiring players both free agency and in the draft. We got the cap space, we got the draft capital, and we are taking nothing but full advantage of that. And that's what I love. You know what's the crazy thing? We're not even losing draft picks. We're gaining players, gaining picks to be able to make moves. So we don't even know what's going to happen in this draft. But I'm not going to lie, me being in Pittsburgh and, of course, having plans to attend the draft, I'm definitely looking forward to this.
yeah, yeah. Because like you said, man, Omar Khan. One thing about him, the reason why he got the nickname Con Artist is because he has been doing an amazing job with these trades and not just sitting back and, oh, let's just develop. Yeah, you can develop, but at the same time, get you some talent that is proven. I think
Right.
that's one thing I'm liking about Omar Khan. He got a lot of talent that is proven. He's not just relying on developing this guy, developing that guy.
Because you can't
Hopefully this
develop
guy.
everyone.
That's the thing. In every position, it's hard to develop. And it really is. It's just hard to develop. You have to stop. You have to stop with that. Just only that mentality. You can have a developmental mentality, but also mix that with the modern day, which teams are showing you. Hey, you can go get you veteran talent and load up and go win you a Super Bowl. You don't
Right.
have to wait
Or
on
a
no
playoff
talent
game
to come
for
through.
us.
Yes. Matter of fact, let's just win a playoff game. That's like it's just one of those situations. And so that's what I'm liking about the team that we're building. Like you said, even though we got some older vets in the position, we brought in some younger guys. I try to tell people don't sleep on the Darnell Savage signing because he plays safety as well. He's a younger guy. So you got
Right.
another young guy playing safety along with Jaquan Brisker, who's going to play a lot. Um,
And yeah, and before
mhm.
yeah, and this is the thing. A lot of Steeler fans weren't sold on the Deshaun Elliott acquisition a few years back either. But
Yeah,
guess who
right,
everybody can't wait to have back?
right.
Deshaun Elliott.
Yep. And I
So
think that's what I think people are not understanding. Like Deshaun Elliott was the key to our run stop defense. He's the key to allow the other safety to be able to, him being able to roam around the line of scrimmage, him being able to control the run game. I mean, he was doing that for us, and people don't realize how key he was to our defense. That's why our defense, at some point of the year, struggled so heavy because we
until
were
the James
missing.
Pierre kicked in and things like that,
Yes,
and then we
yes,
acquired Kyle Duggar.
yes, and then you started noticing once those two things happened, start seeing the defense getting back to okay, they can play. But it's all of that's what it's all about for us. Safety play is so important, and when you're running a certain scheme defense, it's super important to make sure that your safeties are able to do what you got to do. And our D
Yeah,
coordinator, man, I'm happy that we got him because, like you said, he had one player, and the one player, Max Crosby, tore up the whole league, and they was 14th in the NFL. But it's just only one guy. We got more than
one
that.
guy.
Yeah, we got way more than that. So if you're telling me that you're giving this guy a smorgasbord of good players on defense, I cannot wait to see what happens defensively for us. I think we could be a top 10 unit. I'm putting the pressure on us. We better be a top 10 unit. As much
At
money is
least.
spent on this defense, we better be a
I'll
top
say a
10
top
unit.
five. I'll go
Top
with
five.
top five.
Hey, in all categories.
Yeah.
In
This should
every category.
listen, the only thing that I will give them a pass for is if we lose key significant players. It
Yes.
gotta be more than one.
Gotta be more than one. Can't just be one. The TJ thing
But
can't be an excuse no more.
Here's the deal, and this is why people want to talk about trade this and trade that. This is why I don't think it would be a good idea,
Hmm.
because for once last year the defense did not take a step back when T.J. Watt was out those 3 games.
Yes,
They did not.
they
You want to know
did.
why? Because they did what we wanted them to do: acquire players that could be relied on, instead of just having a defense that's only relied on Cameron Hayward and one TJ Watt to be dominant up front. We now have that, Steeler Nation. Why ruin it?
Why ruin it? Like I said, the best depth that you can have is a bunch of guys on a roster who's hungry and ready to play, man. I think that's an
And we got
amazing thing.
that. And they're
Yeah,
young, and
yeah,
they're versatile. They're very versatile. You can rotate these guys on both sides of the field,
yes,
whether you want to go left or whether you want to go right. It wouldn't matter. They can play both sides. So can TJ Watt, which is frustrates a lot of people like me to why he wasn't moved around more often, because that was
yes.
the key to Miles Garrett's success. Even sometimes Aaron Donald's success is the ability to move these players around. You got to move them around. So the thing is about our new DC, he was able to do with Max Crosby last
Let
year
him
in
move
Las
around.
Vegas, move him around.
Yes,
So I'm excited to see that now, along with what he's going to be able to do for our much upgraded secondary, along with what he's going to be able to do for our defensive line. And you know what? I really cannot wait to see what Derek Harmon's going to do with Cameron
hey,
Hayward and now Sebastian right behind him. In that rotation, we might have arguably the most problematic defensive end group or defensive end unit in the entire league. And no, I am not gassing this up.
no, no. Because I mean, Derek Harmon last year, the times that he was in the game, I mean, you look at
Destructive.
our run stopping with him in the game and with him out of the game was two totally different teams. Two
And
totally
that's why
different
we
teams.
drafted him.
Yep,
That's
and
why we drafted him.
he was
That's
a
why people
rookie last year. It's his second
rookie.
year. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm
I
telling
mean,
you.
who wouldn't be? The only thing that we questioning right now is, can Mike McCarthy deliver, and who's the quarterback gonna be?
Yeah.
That's it. But like I said, um, whoever the quarterback is, I said it before, I said it earlier before, I'm gonna say it again. Whoever the quarterback is, this roster leaves no excuses. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if it's Will Howard, he gets 1 to 2 years, which we could definitely touch on later on in the show.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Aaron Rodgers, it's do or die. You can't
Yep.
get it done with this roster, retire. Plain and simple.
You got two of everything. Sorry. You ain't got no excuses now. You got two of everything. Two tight ends,
Literally.
two receivers, two running backs. You have
Two
everything
back
you
punch
need.
everywhere.
Yes. I don't want to hear that you ain't got enough weapons. I don't want to hear you ain't
On
got an
both
offensive
sides
line.
of the ball, man.
Everything. That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah. Yeah. I guess we can slide over to some kind of sad news, but happy for the player news.
Right.
Calvin Austin signed with the Giants, man.
Yeah.
Um, Sad to see him go, but happy that he's going to get an opportunity to be used and played the way he should be.
Right.
And so I'm happy for Calvin, man. Shout out to him. Um, he posting videos, about how much he loves Steeler Nation and everything, and we loved him, man, when he was here. Calvin Austin was
Definitely, Calvin.
definitely,
Definitely.
yes, Calvin Austin was definitely that speed guy, man. I really thought we could have used him a lot better than we did, man. I just thought we didn't use him the way he's supposed to be used when a guy with that kind of speed and that kind of quickness and straight line speed. The way he can, contort his body and catch a ball. Like Calvin Austin, I mean, for a guy to be his height, he had a big catch radius. I
He
mean,
did. And
he
that's why I
really
said,
did.
like, and then people were calling me crazy and saying that I shouldn't talk football when I said, if you play Calvin Austin, right, in your offense the same way the Chiefs and the Dolphins play Tyreek Hill, you will see what I'm talking about when it comes to the potential of Calvin Austin.
Hmm.
I'm not saying he's as good as Tyreek Hill. How many people are when he's healthy? Think about that. But he does have similar traits. He is very similar in size, and he has almost the same speed as him. Tyreek Hill is Cheetah for a reason. That's why we call
Yes.
him that for a reason. It ain't just a name that he gave himself, but his talents and ability and his speed within it is what gifted him that name. Okay, so I understand it would be very hard to be as good as a guy like that. I'm not saying Calvin Austin was or
Hmm.
is. I'm saying you can play him similar or the same to how you will play Tyreek Hill. No,
Hmm.
you're not going to trust him with the ball as much because he's not as elite.
No.
But listen, put the boy in the slot. Let him see what he can do with short passes. Put him sometimes out deep. See what he can do. We
Yeah.
started to see some glimmers of it last year. Have we or did we not?
Yeah. We've seen a lot.
That's all I'm
Seen a lot.
saying. That's all I'm saying. Play him the way you would play Tyreek Hill, and you will see what I'm talking about. Just be like this, like look first. Okay, we speak on the Chiefs a little bit here, right? And
Hmm.
let's touch on the Patriots a little bit, because let me do this. You will see that Patrick Mahomes, right, will play Travis Kelsey the same way that Tom Brady plays Rob Gronkowski or did when they were both on the field, right?
Correct.
Knowing that Travis Kelsey is not as good as Rob Gronkowski was in his prime, right?
Mm. Correct.
But you saw similar traits between those two. That's why some people call Travis Kelsey a mini Gronk,
Hmm.
because of the traits and the abilities and the capabilities of what Travis Kelsey can do, which is very familiar to Rob Gronkowski. Well, no,
Correct.
he is not as good. And no, I'm not saying that Calvin Austin is as good as a wide receiver as Travis Kelsey is as a tight end. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm
Hmm.
saying is you don't have to be as good as a player to have similar traits and to be played identical.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying.
It's all scheme. It's all
Exactly.
scheme.
It's all scheme. Players like that, when you have similar traits to the elites of the league, you gotta put them in the position where they're able to show that. Unfortunately, until it was a little too late, the Steelers did not do that for Calvin Austin. So I'm hoping with this opportunity with the New York Giants playing next to Malik Neighbors, giving Dax and Dart a new weapon to
Hmm.
use. I'm really hoping to see a lot more of that in New York this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we will because I mean, like you said, playing next to Malik Neighbors, um, on top of the fact that they're a really young squad. They're a really young squad, and so them bringing back, like I said, Malik Neighbors, them having new coaching staff, you're going to see a different version of Calvin Austin because you're going to have to, because as young as this squad is, they did lose one of their receivers, Wandale Robinson, in free agency. So that opens up a spot for Calvin Austin to slide right in and be able to take over that role. Which if you watch Wardell Robinson last year, he was in the slot, quick little speedy guy, and I think that's exactly where Calvin Austin's going to slide right in that role and be able to do the same thing and be sort of a safety blanket for Jackson Dart. So I
Right.
think that's the good part about that signing. I'm happy for him, man. I'm just happy for Calvin, man. I think he deserves this opportunity, everything that's coming to him, man. And shouts out to him, man.
Yeah. Shout out to him because obviously acquiring Drew Rosenhaus, who's one of the best in the league when it comes to agents.
Hmm.
So be able to acquire him as your agent and then get the deal that you deserve, which is like, to me, in a way, a long-term prove it deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then with a young promising offense, you still a young promising wide receiver. It's a pretty good match with John Harbaugh, who is known to get the best of his own players.
Yes.
So to be able to have all of that within one system, it's an exciting time for the Giants. Like I said, I definitely right now I have them as a playoff team because one
Hmm.
is the vulnerable NFC East division that they can win. Two, the acquirees that they have had so far, along with the hire of John Harbaugh, and seeing who he's going to be able to pick as his OC, DCs. I'm looking to see what else they're going to stir up in New York and New Jersey. So, you know, first thing first, I am going to say I'm going to miss Calvin Austin out here in Pittsburgh. Same way he's going to miss us. We'll miss him, the real ones.
Yes.
That's two. Three, that's one. Two, let's go with the fact that he did do what's best for him financially. That's gonna help take care of him and his family. So
Yes.
kudos to him on that one. And it's a new and brand new opportunity, which a lot of people might need. So the fact that he's able to get that with a coach that can make something out of nothing, and who was definitely during his tenure one of the best in the AFC, to be able to go into a division like that and possibly shake up the NFC. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with Big Blue, especially now acquiring Calvin Austin, who, well, I'm going to miss dearly here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Calvin Austin was one of my faves. So definitely, bittersweet, but sweet for him though.
Yeah.
You ready to get negative?
I mean, yeah.
Let's
I
let's
won't
let's
call it
just
negative. I'm just, listen, sometimes the truth hurts.
yeah
Okay?
yeah
And
let's get
here
to
we
it.
are.
Let's get to it. I'm gonna pose it to you first. I'm gonna right to you. When will this QB saga end? Oh my gosh, why are we this far into this and we still don't know who QB1 is? When will it end?
Because we have an owner who is kissing the behind of a player who has not done anything really since 2017 to 2021. Plain and simple. Okay? I I've had enough. Like, if I'm being all the way real here, I've had it up to here with the Aaron Rodgers crap. It's like what Cameron Hayward said last year. You're either gonna play or you're not. You either want to play or you don't. There's no in between. You are clearly holding up the team, and I am tired of the team allowing people to basically play with them. That's just how I feel. You're allowing a player to play with you. You wouldn't allow this for Bradshaw. You wouldn't allow this for Roethlisberger, who bought you those rings and made you this respectable team that you are.
Mm-hmm.
Along with the great defenses, you wouldn't let any of them play with you. So what makes this guy so special? I mean, at the end of the day, if he gonna sit here and do this, rip the freaking bandage off already. Let me clarify this. As much as great accolades as the Steelers have, as much of great acquisitions as they've gotten, so far this offseason, the Steelers are not a Super Bowl team. So
Mm.
why are we even holding hostage to a freaking 43-year-old quarterback who's looking for a last hurrah? You're not getting it over here or any team in the AFC North. You're not. There is not one Super Bowl team in this division. None. There were flaws everywhere. The Steelers so far has addressed them flaws the best of anyone in this division. So, but it still got to come together. Okay? It's still got to come together. So why are you allowing a guy who you won't be ready to leave with a hurrah or have leave with a last hurrah? Why are you allowing him to hold you hostage when you got a young buck who's the national champion sitting behind him waiting for his opportunity? And why should his opportunity be on pause? Because a dude who think he could take his precious time and you allowing him to toy with you and play with him? Now what if he decides to go somewhere else?
Yep.
Think about that. You're allowing players to play with you. You're the Pittsburgh Steelers. You don't let nobody play with you. If they do not want to play, knowing the organization they have the opportunity to play for. You see, other players signed them contracts in a heartbeat. Yes, they were good to great deals, but those were like 1 to 3 year deals.
Yep.
Look how quick they signed them. Those are guys who want to play. Those are guys who would love to say, when they look back at their careers, I put on the black and gold and wore it with pride. I played the down in that stadium that has so much history. I was a part of an organization who helped build and define this league. You got a guy like Aaron Rodgers who, once again, another off season, not sure whether he wants to play or not. You're the Pittsburgh Steelers. You don't got time for that. You are arguably in your hardest division to win in football. Definitely the hardest division to win in the AFC, especially when healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have time for that. You don't have time for this. We don't got time for this. This next 3 months is a massive, big time for the Steelers. Okay? You got free agency now, you got the draft, and you got the OTAs coming up, and then it's training camp. You don't got time for this crap. You don't have time for this, and neither do I. Let the truth be told, I don't want Aaron Rodgers back next year because we need to get younger and we need to see what we have behind him. We need to see what we have from Will Howard before we start talking about drafting any quarterbacks. Because, like I said before on numerous occasions, we might not even need one.
Come on.
We might not, people. I'm
Yep.
not saying Will Howard is the answer. I'm saying let's give him the fair chance, the fair shot to determine by his play whether or not he's the answer. We should give him 1 to 2 years tops to show us what he has. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I said this before, I'll say it again. Whoever is the quarterback for this team, it's no excuses. Will Howard, or can you be the dude? Are you the answer? Let's give it to him. This is the perfect roster to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Young, good, elite on paper. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We got Rico Dwaddle. We got Jalen Warren. We got Pat Fryermuth. We got DK Metcalf. We got Michael Pittman. Whoever the quarterback is, this is the best you're gonna get right now. Cause where you gonna go? Minnesota with Jefferson and Jordan Addison.
Mm-hmm.
Where you gonna go? You ain't going to Cincinnati. That's Joe Burrow's job to lose, and
Mm-hmm.
he's not losing that job no time soon. Okay, so it's clear what their priorities are, and rightfully so, which is to keep Joe Burrow healthy. There goes him. You're not taking Lamar Jackson's job. Cleveland doesn't even have no wide receivers. If I'm not mistaken, they just lost David Njoku, so there goes their best weapon. So where you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? San Francisco is not gonna move on from Brock Purdy. Sam
Nope.
Darnold's job to lose in Seattle. You're not
Yep.
taking Matthew Stafford's job in LA. You can forget that. I guess you can go to Arizona, but who are you gonna have to throw the ball to behind Marvin Harrison Jr. and McBride?
Yep.
No offensive line, really no offensive coordinator. So basically in Arizona, you're screwed. Okay?
Yep.
Now, where we at? Where we at? We can forget the entire NFC North division
Yeah. Nope.
because all them jobs is pretty much on lock.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see you going into any one of those offenses doing a better job than either one of those quarterbacks have done this year. There goes them. NFC South, you're not taking Trevor Lawrence spot in Jacksonville.
Mm-mm.
Do you want to go to Nashville right now? Who's on their team? Nobody. And they're clearly sold on Cam Ward.
Yeah.
So there goes him. Where we at now? Houston, they look like they're sold on CJ Stroud, and you can't perform better in that spot. And that's what the playoffs game last year showed
So. Yep.
because you had 4 turnovers and couldn't get it done. So what are we talking about here? 4. Your team won the turnover battle and still lost by multiple possessions because you couldn't lead your offense to score. You couldn't move. You looked at just like how people expect a typical 42-year-old quarterback to look. And then you got the nerve to want to put on a show when you got Will Howard, who's actually busting this behind this entire offseason and is looking to play. Give the young buck who's already told y'all that he's ready to play. Give the young buck who's already traded and getting himself prepared. Give him the chance. Let's see what he has. Because you know what? I already seen what Aaron Rodgers had. I've been seeing it
Yes.
for nearly 20 years. And while it was
Yes.
cool while it lasted, I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm over it. I've had it up to here with you, Aaron Rodgers. I'm over it. It's time to just rip the bandage off. And it's like what Rod Woodson said earlier. It's time to rip the bandage off and move on. I'm
Yes.
tired. Give Will Howard the shot and go from there.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth because, like, for me, I'm sick. I'm just tired of this saga because that's the only thing that's holding our team back from like
Back.
being able to say, okay, with this quarterback, there'll be this. With this quarterback, there'll be that. I think the thing, like you said, we have seen the best of Aaron Rodgers already. It wasn't good enough.
Period.
What is wrong with seeing what's the best in Will Howard? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with seeing what's on the other side of the door. I think the
There's
Steelers are so scared to see what's on the other side of the door because they don't want another Kenny Pickett situation. They don't want another Mitch Trubisky situation. But at the end of the day, you still got to go through those lulls to see what you got because you never know what you have in your locker room until you let it play on the field. And you already seen he already sat behind Rodgers for a year. So he has that experience already. We don't need another year of that. Like Deion Sanders said, I ain't never sat and learned nothing from nobody when it comes to playing the game of football. Never. It's enough. Okay, I sat behind him for 1 year. I don't need to sit behind him again a second year. There's nothing
bingo.
that he didn't teach me last year that I'm gonna learn now. So what
Right.
are we doing? What's this? Like I said, stop being scared.
And it's not
Don't
like the
be
Mason Rudolph.
scared.
Right, right. And it's not like the Mason Rudolph situation where you still have Roethlisberger in his prime.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's different. Yeah,
It's not one of those situations.
no.
And I like to touch on the Mitchell Trubisky and Kenny Pickett situation right here. Everybody was so willing. Okay, Kenny Pickett was a first round draft pick. You're telling me Kenny Pickett in college was better than what Will Howard was?
No.
You're telling me
Yes.
Kenny Pickett at Pitt is better than what Will Howard was at Ohio State?
No.
Because if they're going to tell me that, as much as at one point in my life I believed in Kenny, I did.
I did
I
too.
admit I was wrong.
I was wrong.
But I can also say this. I looked at Kenny Pickett's college tape. I'm a Buckeye fan. So you know I definitely paid a lot attention to Will Howard, right?
Hmm.
I can speak on this. Kenny Pickett is not even remotely the quarterback Will Howard is.
No.
Neither is Mason Rudolph.
Mm-mm.
Neither was Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky shouldn't even have a job in this league. Let's talk about it, okay? Then let's flip the script here. Will Howard has the tools. No one's denying that. So why not put him with the guy? Not why not give him the shot and put him with the guy that everyone say is so good at developing the quarterback?
Yep. Quarterback.
Okay,
Was,
we
yep.
have a quarterback with a lot of potential, young, mobile, can throw the ball. Correct me, can throw the football, right? Dual threat quarterbacks, which what you need in this league nowadays. Because your quarterback needs a good arm, strong arm, and it needs mobility. Will Howard has that. Playing in the physical division like the AFC North, you have a quarterback that's 6'3", 6'4",
Yep.
200 something pounds,
Yep.
right? Young, mobile, with good arm. Okay, can he read defenses? There's a reason why we ain't hear no bad things about Will Howard in practice. Let me clear this up. He was never going to start over Aaron Rodgers. No
No.
quarterback is. None. Unless you're Joe Burrow or Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts or Brock Purdy. But see, we're talking about guys who's been in the past 5 to 6 Super Bowls this decade. That's what
Correct.
we're talking about right here. Do you hear the names that I'm listing?
Hmm.
So if that's your best, if that's all you got, then buddy, give him the damn shot.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I mean, if that's what you're betting your money on, then you shut up about every other quarterback in this league.
Yep.
Plain and simple. Like, I am tired of everyone saying, "Oh, well, y'all don't. How do you know he's the answer? How do you know that he's not the answer?
How do
How
you
do
not?
we know that? Where's your evidence that he's not the answer? Oh,
Yeah,
well, he was a sixth round draft pick. Russell
everybody
Wilson
was.
was a fifth.
Yes.
Tom Brady was a sixth. Dak Prescott was a fourth.
Yep.
Come again.
Yep.
Come again. And
If
I
he
understand the
wanted
hierarchy
to,
of quarterbacks being drafted late and getting that. Well, let me tell you something here. Patrick Mahomes is the number one overall pick talent. He was drafted 31st that year,
mm-hmm.
right? Lamar Jackson, arguably, if not definitely, a top five pick talent wise in the NFL draft. Drafted 32nd. And before you come at me saying, well, those are first rounders, do you think quarterbacks with that type of talent should have been drafted that late? No. So it doesn't so what's my point with mentioning all of this? It doesn't matter where you're drafted. It
Mm-hmm.
only what matters is what you do when you are gifted the opportunity to display yourself in the big leagues. Period. How many quarterbacks was drafted in the top five in the past 20 years and is still relevant to this day in the league when we mention the best names?
It's not a lot of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not a lot of top five picks that still even have a job. To be honest with you,
Don't get me started on the past 25. Don't
yeah,
get me started on the past 30,
yeah,
40, 50, 100 years. Do you know how many buses came out the first round in the top
yeah,
five in the quarterback position? So
yeah.
what's the point? Where you get drafted doesn't prove your talent. It's
No,
what you do in how you use your talents in the league that proves your talents. You can have all
yep,
the tools in the world, but when you get out there on the field, what do you do?
yep,
That is what's going to determine your career and your eligibility and your longevity in this league. Not where you drafted, not where you came from. I mean, come on. If we want to base it off of where where people came from, Ben Roethlisberger was drafted out of Miami, Ohio. If I'm not mistaken, he's the only quarterback that been drafted out of that college.
oh yeah.
Josh
Come
Allen
on,
was
the other one.
drafted out of where? Utah,
You said Josh Allen.
Lions,
Yeah, Wyoming. What is it? Wyoming. That's what he was.
Wyoming.
Yeah.
Who was
No
drafted
out of
before
there.
since
Yeah,
him?
yeah,
None. None.
yeah,
So does it even matter where these guys where you come from? Does it even matter where you land? Where you land in the draft is where you land, and nobody was looking at quarterbacks that year. Not even us, because our priorities was stopping the damn run.
yep,
So we was not going to sit there and draft a quarterback.
yep.
But we drafted one anyway after we took care of our needs. Who is waiting for an opportunity? You are the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got Mike McCarthy, who is known to develop young QBs. You got the weapons. You got an upcoming young offensive line with Broderick Jones coming back this year, which a lot of people are still not talking about. So, okay, you got all of these, and then you got a young QB. Why not give him the opportunity? What better shot than now? You're not going to the Super Bowl. So, there goes that. AFC is still vulnerable, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And the same teams that you had to worry about last year, it's the same teams you're gonna have to worry about going into this year. The
Yep.
usuals is at this point is what I like to call them.
The
Okay,
usual suspects. Yep.
so think about that. Think about that. So if you have that and you have a young QB with a lot of potential, right? Why not give him the opportunity? I mean, Patrick Mahomes only sat behind Alex Smith for 1 year.
1 year.
1 year. That's
One
all it
year.
takes to show
Yep.
him the ropes. Now it's time for him to show the league why he's a national champion. And if I'm wrong, I'll go down with the ship. I will take the heat. I will take it, and I just like every other player, including the ones I love genuinely, I will call it like I see it with all roots of honesty. All I'm saying, I'm not saying he's going to be the guy. Like I said before, He's either gonna be the guy or put you in a predicament to get your guy.
Correct.
There's no in between. But how
Mm,
will we know what he's going to do or what he can do in this league if we don't give him the opportunity? Give him a chance. What? Okay, we've seen the bottom. Do we not remember we was an offense that was 32nd and 31st in the league?
correct.
Am I the only one who remembers that?
No. We all remember.
We had guys that couldn't throw the ball accurately or read defenses at all. We mentioned every quarterback we've had the past 5 years, with the exception of Ben Roethlisberger and Aaron Rodgers. Will Howard, without question, is better than every last one of them. But
Hmm.
yet we're going to keep that guy on the bench and not give him a chance in this league? Why?
What's your
What's
option?
your reason?
Yeah, what is your options? I mean,
Forget the options. What is the
just
reason?
yeah,
What is the reason? Why not? Why can't he get that opportunity to show us what he has? You're not going to the Super Bowl, so at this point, you're playing for a playoff spot. He can't get you there.
yep,
He can at least be a game manager his first year. He can't do that? Oh, yeah, because Ben Roethlisberger was a guy that was known to take over the offense his first 4 to 5 years in the league. And I'm not saying he's as good as Ben Roethlisberger. No, people don't understand, or particularly Steeler Nation didn't understand until it was a little too late, how great Ben Roethlisberger truly is. Everyone
mm,
else knew they're not going to give you the credibility because not only do they hate the organization, they hate you.
yeah,
But, but you want to know what else? You're the only fan base that really meant everything they said about his talents.
yeah,
Truthfully, like no, Ben Roethlisberger is never coming back. You're never gonna get another Big Ben, just
no,
like you're never gonna get another Terry.
mm,
But who's to say that Will Howard can't be the franchise quarterback? Who's to say that? You can find talent anywhere. That's why there's 7 rounds in the NFL draft. Oh
yeah,
well, they were drafted so late. Okay, who's to say he can't be the diamond in the rock? Huh?
yeah,
Diamond in the dust.
yeah,
Who is to say that? Who are you to determine that? What aspects do you have? None. There ain't none there. When you
mm,
think of potential for a quarterback, okay, we're going to give this guy a shot. Why? Name one box Will Howard does not check.
you can't name
Huh?
one. You can't name one. To be honest with
We're
you,
going to give this guy a chance. We're going to give this guy
yeah,
a shot. Name one of those boxes of the reasons why we're going to give this guy a shot Will Howard does not have. Give us one. Give me one. That's all I'm asking for.
yeah,
But when I ask these questions, I'm the bad guy. I don't know football. Oh, you can't be serious. No, I am dead serious.
yeah,
What do you have to lose? Everyone is going to be on this team for the next at least 2 to 3 years. So,
mm,
okay, you roll the dice with a guy who is like a rookie, but not a rookie.
mm,
Because he sat behind one of the greatest of all time. And what people don't understand, he's training a little with Ben Roethlisberger in the offseason too. He's also
mm,
getting some advices from him. So hold on, you're sitting behind Aaron, you are taking advice and you're getting good things from Ben, and we're hearing all these good things about you in practices, but we're not going to give you the opportunity. Okay, let's see how good you are. Let's see your potential. We gave you a quarterback. Okay, we gave you an offensive line.
mm,
You got the tools, kid. Like,
yeah,
if I'm the Steelers, I would be like this. You got the tools, kid. Now, we gave you an offensive line.
yeah,
We gave you the wide receivers. We
yeah,
gave you the tight ends. We gave you the weapons. We gave you the run game. Right? On paper, this is the best run game the Steelers have had since 2017. On paper.
on paper,
On paper. Why not give the young buck the opportunity to see what he has? Why not put him in the best predicament to excel in this league? Isn't this what you want to do with young quarterbacks?
yeah,
Here's your opportunity. A national champion QB. Why not give him the opportunity? If he's the guy, we save ourselves a draft pick. We can now continue to build this team around him. If not, we suck, we trade up, or we land where we land in the draft, and we can get our quarterback.
Correct.
There's no in between. That's where Will Howard's going to put you in. That's the predicament. So either way, it can be, if not indefinitely, it's a good thing. He's either going to be your guy
Yeah.
or put you in a predicament to draft your guy. There's no in between.
No,
None.
none. And I feel as though with Will Howard, the thing that I like about him is that he's been real quiet, not
Bingo.
loud, putting his head down. He's just working, and that's what I like about him. He's putting his head down.
And
You can tell
humility.
he just work, yeah, because he understands. In your rookie year, you're gonna go through, your ups and downs as far as just learning everything, just trying to learn how to be a pro, and now you're going into your second year and you're in a position right now to where you could be starting, but you don't know if you're starting. So there's that uneasy feeling a little bit. But what I'm liking about him is he's not letting it get to him. He put his head down. He's working clearly. Him and Mike McCarthy has clearly been in communication. So I'm pretty sure he has his playbook.
So
He
the
knows what he's
chemistry is
doing.
there.
Yeah, the chemistry is there. And so it's one of those things where now can we just move on from this old guy? Get this old guy out of here. If we can find ourselves to just remove the old guy out of the picture,
Rip the
and
bandage off.
rip the bandage off and let the kid come in and let's see. Because I'm gonna just tell you this draft class is not that good. It's not that good.
Quarterbacks.
At quarterback, I meant. At quarterback for this draft class, it's not that good. So what you gonna do? Take another quarterback this year? How
No.
stupid would that be? You
Right.
set yourself
With
back.
all these other free agents still
Yeah,
available in this
yeah,
league.
yeah. You're not taking a
Foolish.
quarterback this year, but Will Howard set you up in a position of where if he cashes out on this pick, you have a 6th-round quarterback. You're not paying him anything, and you can build even more around him because you don't have to pay him anything.
And
You
that's
can
the
build
thing.
more.
Yes.
You can build a better team around him. And that is the best thing that could have happened for us, for real, if Will Howard becomes the guy. That's why I think we need to put all our eggs in that basket right there and make
To
sure and
build
give
a
him
team.
everything he
Yes.
knew he need for that, because it just makes sense. All this Aaron Rodgers stuff don't make no sense. Why are we waiting on a guy who showed us last year, I'm old, I'm broken? What are we waiting for? Are we waiting for him to turn back the clock all the way back? I
Not
mean,
happening.
what's going on? He's still 43. He's old. I mean, he's one hit away from it being over. I'm just not understanding what our thinking is and what's the wait. I'm gonna tell you this, Pittsburgh. By draft, if y'all not saying nothing, we going on a rampage on y'all. I promise you. If I don't hear anything about the quarterback position, I'm probably blasting this everywhere. Okay?
Agree.
Listen to this podcast anyway. You're gonna see it everywhere. And I'm plastering it all over your website. I'm tagging y'all, I'm putting y'all on everything. Because
Right.
this saga should be over before the draft. The draft is literally a month away.
Right.
I don't want to hear about Aaron Rodgers in a month.
I don't
At
want to hear
least I
about him
want this
now.
to be, that's what I'm saying. I at least want this to be at an ending, at least. Even if you are going to bring him back, just get it out the way and let's do it already.
No, don't bring him back.
I'm saying I don't want him back. I'm saying I want the saga to end. At least give me an ending to this story. I want it to be over with. I want it to be Will Howard, for sure, no doubt. But if you are bringing him back, you cannot allow him to hold you hostage.
Yeah.
And the sad part is we're sitting up here like, yo, it's not gonna be like last year, man. We're not gonna wait that long. And we're still sitting here waiting.
I'm tired
We're
of it.
still sitting here waiting.
Like I'm fed up. Like I've already said. Rip the bandage off and move on. I'm
Yeah.
tired of this. There's
Yes.
no need.
There's nothing
You're
else to
not going
do.
to a Super Bowl, so why the
Nope.
hell are we allowing a guy who's looking for that to hold us hostage? It
That's
makes
what
no
I'm
sense,
saying.
especially when you have all this potential and a young QB who sat behind him in this league. Enough. Give him the shot, go from there. He's either going to, like I've said, and I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face, he's either going to be the guy or put you in a predicament to draft your guy. Rip the bandage off, chuck up the deuces, and move on from Aaron Rodgers. Enough is enough.
Correct. I'm cool on the whole QB saga thing. I'm cool on it. I'm ready for us to move on because now we need to start making steps. We're adding pieces to our team, but now we
To
need to start
build the
making
team for
steps.
the next QB.
Yes. And now we need to start building forward. We need to start going forward. Right now, we stuck in neutral right now. Put it in drive and go. He can't go with us. Aaron can't go with us. We got to realize that he can't go. Leave him at the house or something. He cannot go with us because at the end of the day, we are a team. I feel like we're just this close. We're just this close to figuring this thing out. It's a
Right.
puzzle. All the pieces must fit, and we're this close to figuring out the couple pieces. But we have the biggest piece in the puzzle that we can need to fit, and it's the QB position. You
Yes, and
have
you
to
want to know?
figure
I
that
would
piece
love to
out.
bring it up. I would love to bring it up that it kind of reminds me of the 2003 2004 saga.
Yeah,
And this is the thing. This is what people just don't understand. Okay, when Ben was drafted and placed to this team, he was the final piece, right?
correct, correct.
Well, so listen, 2003, 2004 were the years of quarterbacks
Hmm.
and during that time frame. Okay, so you got this team who only needs the quarterback. You can have a quarterback right now on that roster if you give him the opportunity. If not, he's just going to put you in a predicament to get your quarterback to play in this league. I mean, it's no in between. It's like, why not? If there's a time for you to make the risk to give Will Howard the opportunity, it's right now. What
Hmm.
is life without risk? No one who has had success in life in any way has not made a risk.
Yeah,
Take the damn risk and just and roll the dice with Will Howard.
yeah,
Enough of this already.
yeah,
Because if he wanted to play, he would have been signed back to this league.
yeah,
Not sitting here wanting to make a scene.
yeah.
Enough.
I see him on McAfee more than I see him doing anything else. And I'm like,
I don't
listen,
care.
listen,
Roll the dice.
roll the
Will
dice.
Howard time. Let's go.
Yeah.
Enough of this.
Yep, I'm ready to move on from it because at the end of the day, he's the top. He's more interested in sleeping with his wife than he is playing quarterback, which is fine.
Okay.
Which is fine. Go do your thing. But as an organization, don't allow him to hold you hostage. He's telling
Right.
where his mind is at. He want to be a family guy. I'm not mad at that. Go do your thing. But at the end of the day, as the Steelers, we are the Steelers. You don't allow nobody to hold you hostage. You don't allow
No one.
nobody to tell you, "Oh yeah, I'll be there when I be there." What?
No.
Are
No.
you crazy?
No. If every other
Never.
player who played last year shows up and shows they want to play, then so do you. If not,
Yeah,
get with the program or get gone. It's plain and
get
simple.
on. That's how I feel this year, man. Either you with it or you're not. Bye. Either you with it or you're not. Goodbye. And I feel as though, like I said, we're coming to a good point in the year as far as off season where things are going to be determined, and we're getting to the draft now. The draft is next. Like we're flipping the, of course, free agency still going on. Of course, you got that stuff, but I'm saying we're starting to flip the page a little bit. Now we're starting to look towards the draft. I need all my answers answered before then when it comes to
Right.
that position.
Because
So,
that determines where we're going to be drafting
yep, and I
or
don't
how
want us
we're going
to
to be
think.
drafting.
I don't want us to think that our guy is in this draft.
It's
Please
not.
don't do
It's
that.
not. Please go wide
Please
receiver
don't
first
do
round.
this.
Please go wide receiver.
Please go. That's how I feel. Go wide
Trade up and
receiver
get
first
Carnell
round.
Tate from Ohio State. Pair him
Yes.
with Will Howard, Michael Pittman, and DK
Okay.
Metcalf with Pat Fryer moving the boys,
And
and
that's
let's
the
go
best
from
case
there.
scenario for us right now. I think you gotta go that route. I think you got to build even more weapons. Give the quarterback even more weapons. Don't
And
go
leave no
quarterback and
excuses.
waste no pick.
Not even for injuries. Leave no
Yeah.
excuses.
Don't waste no pick on no QB. We're not in position for that this year. This is not where you want to be at. Let's take a quarterback. If you're going to take one. No, I'm cool. I'm cool on that. I'm cool on that, and I'm cool on the whole Aaron Rodgers saga and this whole situation. Man, we have covered so much ground today
Right.
on the rundown today. We have covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, it's been a great episode. I
It's been a
actually enjoyed
great
this. This has
episode.
been my favorite so far.
Yes, and it's been very passionate because we real fans. We are real fans of this. We are real fans of the Steelers, man. We support them. We give them our all. I am tired of going through a season, my blood pressure up and down for 10-7, and we out in the first round. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready for a playoff win. I'm ready for a win. And so
I'm
I
ready
don't
to get
think
back to the
Rodgers can
promised land,
deliver
but
that.
that's a whole nother conversation for another day. I'm ready for the promised land. That's what
Yes.
I'm ready for. I'm not partying until then. You want a playoff
Yes.
game? Congratulations. Now get me back to the promised land and
Get
win
me
there,
back
and
to
then
where
we
we,
can
where we
party.
used to be. That's it. When things were simpler. But man, we have covered so much today, man. I'm excited for what's being in the future. I'm hopefully going to be excited about how this QB saga ends really soon, too. So it's me, my co-host. We're happy that you guys joined us today. Thank you for joining the Renegade Rundown podcast. We're here every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, and 3 out West specific time, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate my co-host, man. Do you got any sign-off words for the people before we get out of here?
Keep tuning in to the Renegade Rundown as we give you all coverage and everything Steelers. Hashtag here we go.
Here we go. All right, you guys. Peace.
Yeah, hey, drop.
Prime Coverage Sports Network. Real coverage, real conversation.